Hi everybody. A couple of weeks ago I posted a video of how I transformed my voice into Generation 1 Soundwave.
By your command, Lord Megatron. By your command, Lord Megatron.
Soundwave was always one of my favorite characters in the original Transformers cartoon, and as kids we would always try to do it. But honestly, you can't do it without a vocoder.
Rumble frenzy, ravage, rat-bat, inject, operation interference.
Now, after I posted that video, I did get a few requests, including from one Mr. Taylor. Please go over and subscribe to his page so you can see the stuff that he's doing. But Mr. Taylor had requested a more in-depth tutorial for how I created the voice. So that's what we're going to do right now. Now, in order to do this, you are going to need a couple of things. You need, quite obviously, a microphone. You are also going to need a little piece of tone that we will get into in just a little bit to create the vocoder effect. You will also need a digital audio workstation, or a DAW, and I'm going to be using Audacity, which is a free digital audio workstation that you can get, and create the effect from there. But the general principles are going to apply to whatever digital audio workstation that you decide to use. So let's get at it. All right, so the first thing we really need for this is to record some lines to then convert into Soundwave's voice. And there are a few times in the old G1 cartoon where, for whatever reason, the vocoder effect was not put onto Soundwave's voice, and you can hear what Frank Welker was doing, and it was actually very similar to his Dr. Claw voice. So that's what we're going to do for Soundwave. All right, so let's give it a classic line from Generation 1.
Ravage, eject.
All right, so now we have our little piece of Soundwave audio. We did a classic bit here.
Ravage, eject.
Okay, so now what we need to do is create this vocoder effect. And in order for this to work, we need another piece of audio. And you'll see here I have something I've labeled chords. It's basically a tone, and what's going to happen is that tone is going to be synthesized with my voice, and that's how you create the Soundwave voice. So the sound I have is basically like a three-note chord. Okay, and we're going to use this and use the vocoder effect, and we're going to make all of this combined. So I've got both my tracks here. What I need to do the vocoder effect correctly, I need to make this a stereo track. I've got two mono tracks. I generally record in mono, but we're going to make this a stereo track. So we're going to come in. Now, this is how you do this in Audacity. Your digital audio workstation might be different. We're going to do make stereo track. So now it's one track.
Ravage, eject.
And it's playing the tone in the right channel. It's playing my voice in the left channel. Now what we need to do is apply this vocoder effect. Okay, so we're going to highlight this because that's how you do this in Audacity. We're going to come to Effect. We're going to come down here all the way down to the bottom to Vocoder. All right. Now this is where you're going to want to start playing around with it. You are going to do an output choice of both channels. Okay, it's going to mash everything together. And this is where you can start playing around. So right now, if I was to apply all of this, distance, we're going to say 5, number of vocoder bands, 111. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what all of these mean. I just fiddled around with all the different sliders until I got something that sounded relatively correct to me. You might find a better way to do it. There you go. So if we drop this down, let's just say we drop frequency of radar needles. We have it at 3590. Let's drop it down here. Let's preview it there.
Ravage, eject.
Okay, don't really hear much of a difference. Let's see what happens when we drop the number of vocoder bands down. I'm going to drop this down to 30.
Ravage, eject.
So it gets a lot more splashy, a lot wetter, and a little less distinct. And if I crank it up all the way,
Ravage, eject.
you're hearing, I think, more of my voice. So that 111 is kind of middle of the road. So we're going to get down to 111 again. And then we're going to say distance. If we're at 5, right, that's what it sounds like. What happens when we crank it up all the way?
Ravage, eject.
That gets really spacey. So This is how I usually figure out my effects. I'll just take the sliders, I'll put them at one extreme and the other, and I'll listen to the difference, and then I know exactly what I'm messing with as I do this. So we're at 35 or 31. Let's see what this sounds like. Still a little too musical for me, so we're going to bring this back down to 5. I think I like that the best. So now we're going to, let's see white noise. What happens when I drop that all the way out? That sounds a little closer there. I'm going to bring that up to 1. I'm going to bring it to 2. That sounds a little bit closer to me to what we need it to be. Let's start playing with some of the other ones here. Let's see the radar needles. Let's bring that up a little bit. I don't like that. We're getting a little click in there. That was weird. A little splashy in there. Let's bring that up. There we go. I think that now I want this to be a little more distinct, I think. I like that. I think we just nailed it. So I'm going to apply that effect. Now it's created one stereo track of this. There you go. And that, my friends, is how you create the Generation 1 Soundwave voice. Have fun with that.